Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your absolutely favorite podcast. You know the name. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I do it.
Woo!
Riffin with Riffin. Okay, Spencer.
Let's go.
This is how we do it. I always hand the singing mic over to the guest. And whatever you got, this is it. Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin. Let's say. Okay. Hey, and I'm with Griffin and I'm singing the blues. And I'm sitting here in my most comfy shoes. Yeah. If you don't like it, I'ma give you a booze. Cause Riffin with Griffin, that shit's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's some freestyle singing.
That was awesome. Riffin with Griffin. All right, anyway. Yeah, that was great. I knew you would be great on that.
What's up, guys? This is Erik Griffin. I want to talk about Green Chef, one of the most sustainable meal kits out there on the market. Try Green Chef today, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Go to greenchef.com/Griffin100 and use code Griffin100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. That's Green Chef.
Man, I didn't know that you could sing until you did that little duet.
Oh, I know, and I'll have to show that right now. That boom.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised inside the joy. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
That's the because you're just really great. You know what I mean? Like you got a real good, you got like a soulful. And what song was that? Like it was a Journey.
Yeah.
but I love how you do it. Like you take because you obviously do the instrumental and stuff yourself.
Yep.
Okay,
yeah.
So, right, and then that's how you don't get dinged.
Yeah, it's all just like I just record acoustic guitar and then just sing over it.
Yeah, it's great, man.
It's easy.
I mean, it's great. I mean, that's a good. I mean, did you get? Were you doing that before? Doing covers and YouTube stuff before to get some notoriety and stuff like that?
That's definitely what I started doing. 6 years ago before I even moved here.
Yeah.
I was doing YouTube covers and not really gaining any traction on YouTube. I kind of missed that cover thing, that 2015 thing. I missed it.
That's like me and my DVDs I still have to sell.
Yeah. We're holding on to that Aladdin special edition.
No. I have I'm talking about my special DVD, which you can get on my website if you're still into DVDs. But I got a bunch of them right when it was nobody's doing that anymore.
But that's coming. But it might be coming back around, and then you'll be
all right. I'll be
first to do it.
Yeah, then I'll be retro. But you know what? Before you answer that question and keep going, I forgot to even do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. My good friend, longtime friend, Mr. Spencer Sutherland. Fantastic singer, actor, singer, songwriter, and he's here. So, anyways, yeah. So you did the acoustic of, and then if you look at my Instagram on a reel, he did a reel. Then I did a duet reel with his reel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nowhere near what you're doing. You have that little woo, 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 woo. You have a little soulfulness in your.
Yeah, I heard you do that in the intro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's everybody loves my woo woos. I haven't had woo woo shirts. Get the merch on Erik Griffin store. Anyway,
woo woo merch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to visit the site right after this.
So but I know what you mean. There was a big trend where it was everybody was singing covers.
Yeah, it was definitely this thing, and that's how I started, but it never really did much. And then it was just really when TikTok came back. I've been doing original music for 5 years or whatever, and TikTok came back, and it was just I think I just sang that song by the Four Non Blondes. In the wick in the morning in a step outside.
Yeah.
So I did that and it went crazy viral. And I was like, oh shit, new people. Because you can't tour during the last year. So I'm like, oh shit, this is the way I can get new people. And then I just started singing. I fell into this like niche of like, is it niche or niche?
I think it's like tomato.
Nosh. I fell into this nosh of
My
doing
nosh.
like,
We'll start the new trend.
it's like the
I have this
fancy way.
nosh. There's a nosh that I'm doing.
I started doing like Elton John and Queen and like
Right,
Journey
right,
and stuff. And then,
But you got that
yeah.
vibe anyway. You're like the high pants master.
Dude, I
Even
wore
right-
these pants for you.
Yeah, this guy's like with his high pants. He always got like halter top jeans on.
You say, you always comment, high voice even higher pants.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But so then, all right,
gotta
so
bring it back, man.
So you started doing all that stuff, but you got your own vibe. You like, it's like, I guess that's like all part of it. I talked about this on my podcast before do you watch American Idol?
Yeah, I grew up watching it.
I love American Idol, and I would love to see you on American Idol.
Got an American Idol story for you later.
Oh, I'd love that to hear that. But so one thing, okay, so this, I don't know if you watched this past season, but the big kid, what's his name? Willie Spence.
Willie, yeah.
Willie Spence, that dude can freaking sing, man.
Can.
I was blown away every time to tears. I must have cried like 3 times watching Willie with his story and everything.
It's like that level of singing where like he probably hasn't even taken vocal lessons. Like he was born with that thing, and the like layers of his voice you hear are like the past 20 years of his life, like growing up, like where he's been, what he's done.
Well, I think he does. I think he was in a choir and he does like
right,
all that stuff. But my point is, because I want to ask you about this, is so there was that one when it was Coldplay was there. And he was the mentor. The guy was a mentor.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Chris Martin, yeah.
Chris Martin, he's the mentor. And so then Willie sung their song, Yellow, and the way he sung it, I was like, God damn. But then I thought to myself, the guy in Coldplay can't sing like this guy.
Yeah.
But he can write a song. And I thought to myself, so my question to you is, what makes the artist? Is it the instrument that, the voice, like you take Willie, who the guy sings beautifully, but then when you combine that with a song like Yellow,
yeah.
like so then when you start to go, well, then where really is the art? Or if you had like a slider, where would you put it more? Would you put it more over on the Coldplay, or would you put it more over on Willie? And what do you think about that?
Well, that's like an amazing question, because it's both answers. Sometimes there's an artist like Passenger, only need the light when you let it go, who can't really sing that well, but his songwriting is fucking wild. And then there's people like Ariana, unbelievable vocalist. I don't even know if she's like a bad writer. I don't know what she's written on, but like she's not known for like writing. And then you hit the magic pocket right in the middle where you get Bruno Mars and Adele, who can write the perfect song and also have the best voice in the world. But I think that's a magical thing about music, is some people are really drawn to like vocals and performance, and some people are like all about songwriting.
But see, I would say to you, I would challenge that to say that I think people don't really know what they're drawn to because they're not aware. So when I'm watching that American Idol episode, I thought it was a great example to make yourself aware, because I listened to I went to Spotify or whatever, and I looked up Willie. He's got original songs. They're not very good.
See that?
You know what I mean? They're not very good. So what I'm saying is, so here's a guy, and you go, even if they're a great singer, and you hear a song that you don't really like, or if a song is like, so what I'm saying is, does singing itself make something good, or is it the the arrangement and the songwriting and whatever goes behind that completes it?
That is crazy, because you're right. It's like in a thing like that, it's right in front of your face. It's like, here is a person who's one of the best singers right around. Yeah. Here's one of the best songs ever. Thank you. And it's like put in front of your face, so you can't really ignore it. And it's kind of easy to see that way. But man, if Bruno Mars sings a McDonald's theme song to the best of his talents, I'm maybe gonna cry.
I maybe, man. I don't know. I mean, because I'm starting to
coming from a vocalist though.
Got you. So you're going to be like, that person can really sing.
Biased as hell already. I write all my own music, and I love lyrical stuff. Like, I think John Mayer is one of the best songwriters in the world, and I love his lyrics. But I think I'm drawn to vocals first.
Well, there's an example of a guy that so let's if you were putting an equation together of like what an artist, a performer.
Yeah.
So then you would have image, then you would have songwriting, and we'll put songwriting and arrangement and all that in that.
Yeah.
Not just and then you have the actual vocal instrument.
Okay.
And so 2 out of 3 ain't bad, obviously.
Yeah. 3 out of 3 is a superstar, though.
3 out of 3 is the superstars.
sure,
those
yeah.
are the rare breeds of people that you have, or even if you have like you say 100%, then you go it's like it'll be like 70% image. You know what I'm saying? 20% this, 10% the other. So
Right.
it's not even like it's all even in that case. Because then you got somebody like Justin Bieber, who I think has the image part, like the image and whatever that is that goes with the physical and all that part is super high for him,
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about someone like him is his equation probably shifts a little bit over time. Like now his music kind of like,
Yes,
let's add 10% to the music pot. Let's take away 5% from the. I mean, his look. He looks great. He looks cool.
He's always gonna look. So I'm saying that's always gonna be a high percentage.
Yeah.
But I feel like that sometimes it's like because he writes some of his own music too. You know what I mean? He's a musician. He's been since he was 9 years old. But what I'm saying is there's one of those things where you go, okay, this is a good combination. I would say the thing that he lacks the most in would be vocals, and they're still pretty good. I'm saying in comparison to the music and the image and then the vocals. I mean, there's always going to be a thing that that you're.
I would agree with you.
That you're missing. You know. And so, you get a guy like a person like John Mayer or a lot of these like white boy guitar artists, you know what I mean?
Lots of them.
That is a factor, Like I didn't think the guy that won American Idol should have won between those 3 you're talking about a singing competition, you're talking about vocalists. That chick, Grace and Willie, like they the way they sing, but then you go, all right, but this equation is not full. Because this is a great example. Like Willie versus Chase is a great example of because Willie's image, that's not where you would put.
No,
you wouldn't put his percentage of that. It's probably super low to people,
But Chase is his name.
Yeah,
the winner.
Yeah, but he's got that
the image down.
But he's got more of like a even across the keel when you talk about
for sure
songwriting. It's like nothing is standing out, but the equation is there. So I mean, I don't know. I just think like
our equation theory is. I've never heard it put like that. That's a really great way to put it.
I just feel like it's dead on, right? Because even with yourself, you're a great vocalist, okay? You're a great singer, man.
Thank you.
You're a great singer. You got a good image. You got your own style. You get your high-waisted style, and and all that. You're very retro. You're like the bell-bottoms type guy. You're the kind of guy to have on big sunglasses like Elton John or something like that. I get your style, that's great. But the thing is, it's like when I hear you sing like a song that I know the song, and that's the beauty of American Idol. It's like you go, oh man, that guy's great.
Yeah.
But what I'm starting to ask is to go like, so then where would you think you're lacking in? Or where would you want not lacking? That's not the right. I don't mean it like that.
No, that's actually like
what's your
my
equation?
lowest percentage?
Yeah.
What's funny is I finally found like this style, I guess, of clothing and aesthetic, whatever you want to call it.
Aesthetic, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Aesthetics is important. It's an image business.
Yeah, and it's what I truly like. I used to kind of try to, even when I first met you, I had the dumbass like fade faux hawk hair.
Oh yeah, you had your white boy swoop.
I had the white boy swoop. I did. I really did.
You gotta send me a picture. I think there's a picture of like when you first came
just
to
me
see
clenching my jaw, looking at the camera, probably somewhere. And then like I tried to be like every other white boy long t-shirt pop person, and then when it wasn't working and nobody wanted to see that, industry and fans alike, I was like, what do I had to really reach inside, and I was like, what do I like? I like Elvis. I like Jimi Hendrix. I like Elton John. I like Queen. Like that's what I truly love. So I kind of just started, just wearing whatever the fuck I wanted, and it just changed up everything. That was the biggest change, because before that I would put my image at a 0.
Got you. I don't know if it was a 0,
but it was bomber jackets, so it was like a 2.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I think that you were. It was so how about this? When the image is low, when that part of the equation is low, a lot of times it could be low because it's not original.
because I didn't know who I was yet.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it was. I had no idea who I was, and I was just trying to be like, name the white boy pop artist.
Got you.
And then when I figured it out, it all just fell naturally. I think I can hold my own against any vocalist.
You know what? Before you even continue, I can tell that because how we're talking about this, and as you're like embracing this idea of this like equation that we've come up with like this, but I could tell like it's hard to talk about for you. I could feel a little uncomfortableness of you like because it's like a self-reflecting right now. It's kind of like, well, damn, am I not doing this enough? Am I not doing? It's like we're making us think because even in my business, I could think about it too. I could think about it's like image, material. Okay, it's the same thing in comedy, image, material, and then performance. Those things go into a play of like, and I could think about even for myself.
Right. Like what's your strong suit?
Yeah. So I already know for me, image is not going to be the biggest one for me. I'm just not like I'm not a, you know what I mean? I'm not like a looker like that, I'm funny looking, which helps. You know what I mean, man. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, but you know what the fuck I mean. So then I would say sometimes for me, it's like my strongest suit is my performance. Yeah. I'm a big performer on stage. Yeah. But then I would say then what is lacking for me, what I want to be better is my material. What I talk about, how I talk about it, I got that down. I know how to make something funny. But what I'm talking about is the thing that sets people apart. When you take somebody that's got like like Dave Chappelle, he's a generally good looking guy. He's a manly man type guy on stage. He's got a great material. And he has great performance. Yeah, he does. And that's why he's like one of the best. He's somebody like Kevin Hart, same kind of thing. You he's a good looking dude, in shape, whatever. He's got, I would say for him, his good looking guy and his performance, those are his strengths. And then the material isn't his strongest one, but it's still high. It's a good enough percentage.
Right. So, I think when just a person like when I think about this, I'm thinking, oh shit, like my lowest thing means that it sucks. Doesn't mean that at all.
It doesn't mean that it sucks.
Right. And when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So I would say my original music. I stand by it 100%. I think it's fucking amazing, and especially the stuff that's not even out yet. But I think I could even just be realer. You know what I mean?
You don't even. It's a weird conversation to have, and I totally understand the apprehension about it. I totally understand, like, because it's like it makes me even go for myself when I think about it. I go, ugh. It's like
but it doesn't mean it's bad.
It doesn't mean it's bad, but it's like it's still the thing is like you want to be better, and at the same time too, it's like you want to know it's better because of the reaction you're getting from friends and fans. Yeah. So it's like yes, it's like first of all, let's just be 100 about this. It's hard to write a great song.
Yeah, it's really hard.
If it was easy to write a great song, everybody would be doing it. Now there is like aesthetically pleasing to the ear type songs that does, you have the bubblegum pop and you have like, there's a certain, chord progression that you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm sure as an artist, you know what I'm talking about. It's like you hear an Avril Lavigne song and you go, oh man, she uses that same chord progression on
every Maroon 5 song.
On 8 of her songs. Right. Yeah. Maroon 5. There's all these people you go, oh, this is great. And there's a guy who's got the great vocal, he's got that distinct vocal presence. Even if he's not the greatest singer.
Textbook good, it's still what side I'm loving.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's original. It's like, so he's got a great equation that's worked. So you're trying to figure out your equation right now, and I totally get that. But it's like, I remember hearing a story about Kelly Clarkson, she had great songwriters, whoever the songwriters were that got her going. And then like there was that one album where she was like, well, I want to do this on my own. And the head of the thing was like, I don't think you should do this. I think you should let us write these songs for you so you could, be a hit. And of course, she put out an album that was just not good.
Yeah. Every big artist does that. Justin Timberlake, Man of the Woods, every artist does that thing. And then they're like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I forgot the thing but I don't mind somebody going like, well, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, it's cool.
I want to move on to try something new. But what I'm saying is don't be mad if the people are like, we don't like it.
Yeah, you got to, if you're going to go for it, you got to be prepared for you're not doing the same shit for the last 10 years that you've been doing. So you got to be prepared for like, different opinions.
Now, do you feel like you're going for it? I mean, do you feel like that that you've made your best work? Do you feel like,
Oh, man.
these songs, like where are you in your process?
The last couple of years have been so exciting because, like I was just talking about, I found my image and my sound, right? So I the stuff I've been putting out, I feel like has just been sort of like getting better and better and better. And the stuff that I'm about to put out is the best shit that I've ever written. I'm really excited about it.
That's good, man.
And I'm singing. I'm not just kind of singing,
wait.
I'm going for it.
You ain't singing, you singing?
I'm singing. That's actually how I describe it. I'm like, oh no,
We
he's
hear
not singing.
singing.
He's singing.
That's good. You know who's an artist that I
But I set myself up for failure. Not failure, just like I write songs so difficult to sing so that when I perform them live after the song, I'm like, shit.
why'd I do that?
I have a song called Sweater, and the entire chorus is really high falsetto. And it's great, but on stage it's high as hell.
Now, do you do that on purpose then? Or do you find yourself like are you actively being like, I want to set myself apart. I want to show you people I can sing.
For sure. I just kind of like, I mean, in writing and vocal stuff, yeah. Like the Sweater song is That's My Sweater, Why the Fuck You Got It On, and it's just all falsetto. And I think I liked that so much is because I've never heard that in my life or anything like that. all stem from a SpongeBob cartoon, the Stripes Sweater episode. It's a great episode.
Obviously, it inspired a whole song.
Yeah. You were saying something about artists.
No, I was just thinking about like, I'm way older than you, so it's like when I think about an artist evolving, I think about like Mariah Carey is a good example.
Great.
So like I remember, I was around when Mariah Carey first started. I was in high school, and then it was Vision of Love, and she had this great album. She was this vocalist. She was like competing with Whitney Houston. It was like that was the thing you were going like, and she had like but then there's like a new age of people who know her as like a hip hop person. Like she all of a sudden it just like her whole style changed, and it was like But then there was like, but I gotta say, man, I don't know if you like she has this album Emancipation of Mimi. That's the album she was singing on that one. She was like, we coming to do some work on this album. But then there's like so many like, you can look at her and see an artist that has gone through so many different evolutions of like who she is and what she is. And,
the best artists do that though, like the best artists are all these different kind of things and try different stuff, but yet still stay in the same universe in a way.
Yeah, I know. But it's like, sometimes what do you think, what do you feel about like, can an artist age gracefully? Because sometimes I feel like they can. I sometimes feel like artists are like professional athletes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? So you have like, let me give you an example. You have somebody like Madonna. Madonna's been like relevant for like 5 decades now.
Crazy.
I mean, relevant
Yeah.
for 5. You know what I mean? Like you go to her, but at the same time though, it's like, we know her from what she did. She was 20, 30 years old, doing like a virgin and singing and dancing like that.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about, now it's, 70-year-old Madonna, and she's, you ain't like a virgin no more.
Yeah.
So like, so sometimes I feel like a person like that doesn't evolve. Or you get to a point where hey, it's time to retire from not performing, but maybe you're not like that anymore. Like, so, I mean, do you subscribe to that, or do you feel like,
I kind of feel, I think it's definitely more difficult for women, I think.
For sure.
Just like, just aging gracefully in general, but especially in music.
Their equation goes like real quick.
Right.
It's like, oh, she's 35, which is not fair, but
I don't subscribe to it too much because I see lead singers and band. Like, I think your performance changes once you're like Elton John isn't performing the same as he did.
Right.
So I think like that's the cool thing about, you can keep touring. It's just going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean,
it's going to go from Elton John to like an evening with Elton John. You know what I mean?
It's his farewell tour.
Yeah, it's him sitting on the piano.
He don't move
never
much.
moves.
He don't move much.
Maybe it's on a Lazy Susan. It's going real slow like this, and he's just playing his piano. I mean, I can see. No knock. I mean, there's a little bit of ageism in the entertainment business.
There's definitely.
Or maybe it's a lot of it. You know what I mean? But
at the same time, you have 36-year-old dudes playing high school students still. So
I know, but don't even get me started.
it's so funny.
But then you also have someone like J-Lo, whose equation clearly isn't like.
Yeah, it's because she looks 29.
But even in her, but see, she's someone that like breaks her equation even more sometimes because you're talking about the artistry of it too, like someone that can sing and dance. Someone sing and dance, even though she's not the best singer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't consider her a vocalist.
No, I don't think she's ever really been known as like vocal queen.
Right, but it's like, but the package she has put together is like, boom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's pretty mind blowing.
I mean, if I think about artists in history, if I go like, here's someone that had. Like if you could have 100% in every category, so I think of it like NBA, like an NBA game, and they had the slider, and it's like 100.
Right. Like if you get the cheats, you put them all up.
Yeah. I think people who's had them all up. I mean, I would say someone like Michael Jackson had them all up. It's like you're talking about the image, songwriting, performance. He can sing or dance and a vocalist too.
Yeah.
So this has just been very. But then you go, well, that's why he was one of the most successful popular artists of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why.
Yeah.
But
I think everybody has theirs. Everybody, you're right. Everybody has their own, but
like, who is it for you? Is what I'm saying. Who's somebody you look back and go, oh man, this person had every single category was high, and this is why they're this.
Well, my all-time favorite's Elvis, but Elvis only wrote probably like 20% of his songs. Like, he wasn't a big songwriter, but as far as performance, charisma, vocals, like 100%. I think the one that sticks out to me though is Bruno Mars.
Really, you think Bruno Mars is going to be on the level of that?
Yeah, 100%. And it's
really like Bruno Mars. You've mentioned him a few times.
I do. I love Bruno Mars, but I also think that like there's no one who can sing like him. There's no one. I mean, he's written all your favorite songs from other artists: CeeLo Green, Adele.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Travis McCoy, just all these different records. Yeah, he was a writer and producer before, and so he's a master songwriter, master singer. The best
That's
show.
like Missy Elliott.
Yeah, right. You ever seen that Missy Elliott clip where she goes on the Ellen show? There's like that old white lady that raps Missy Elliott, and then she surprises her on stage.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
It's good, man.
I will check that out.
It's funny. The lady like freaks out. It's really good. But I just put him up there because that's like,
all right.
Everything is checked. Image 100, vocals 100, writing 100, songs 100.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't even give it 99.
Well, you know what? And it's funny because we're talking about people who are like, I really like Bruno Mars too. I mean, I think it's great. I mean,
go to a show and then I think you'll even get it more because it's like,
oh yeah, there are people that you see them live and
what
you
did
go,
I just look at?
Yeah, you see them live and you go, whoa. And I think those are like subcategories of things too. Like, how are they live?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in concert?
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing too. I saw a great documentary. I saw a great on Netflix. Oh God, why am I forgetting his name? The white guy is dating the Camilla.
Oh, Shawn Mendes.
Mendes.
And Wonder.
Yeah, I saw that documentary and I was like, oh, it was pretty good. And I felt like that guy's got like, he's on the rise of like what he's doing. He's writing his songs. He's a great performer. He's a good looking kid. It's like, I mean, do you look at someone like that and be like, ooh, I want to be like that? Or do you compare yourself to people like that? Or do you not want to do that, but you still find yourself doing it?
Well, I'm constantly compared to either Shawn Mendes or Harry Styles because
Well, you got Harry's hair.
I'm just a white guy with curly brown hair.
Right.
We're all around the same age. So like, naturally it's going to happen. But I mean, of course, like I'm never mad when I get compared to people like that because they're dope. Like, it's not like I'm being compared to a TikToker who can't sing, who is, losing a Triller boxing match or whatever. I almost bought the TikToker YouTuber fight. I almost stooped down. It was going to be horrible, so I did, but I didn't. But yeah, I don't mind being compared to people like that. And like, obviously, I'd love to have half of Shawn Mendes. He's huge. He's massive.
I didn't even know how huge he was.
He plays arenas, man.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's crazy.
When I saw that, I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing. I even thought the Ariana Grande documentary, because this was during pandemics, so you just watch stuff, and then my girl, she just like,
You get to that place where like, during the pandemic where you don't question it. You don't even watch a trailer. You're just like, meh.
Yeah, man, that's where I was. I was like, and then when I was watching both of those, I thought to myself, man, are we going to get back to that? At that particular time, I was like, will we see arenas like that again?
Oh, this was probably like right in the depth of the pandemic. What you were thinking this, right?
Yeah.
It was a weird time. It was everything seemed bleak at that point.
You know what I was thinking about right now as we're talking about this? Thank goodness the Clippers didn't make the championship. Because if the Clippers had made the championship and they're now doing this indoor mask nonsense, you know what I mean? Like, so then, wow, imagine, like, what would they have done? Would they have been like, well, you can't have fans at the finals? What an unfair advantage for the other team who, like, you know, if it was Milwaukee, who's like, well, we're fine with it. And then, you know, it would have been like a whole thing.
Oh my God, that would have been so weird, actually.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Like, well, we're from Milwaukee, so
but I'm saying to people in Milwaukee, when the game is in Milwaukee.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll be like, you know, with that full fans, everybody's yelling and screaming. But in LA, you know, they got the mat.
There's like 7 people.
Everybody, or they would have said, yeah, you can't have full. I don't even know what they would have done. It would have. Oh man,
I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna be a thing that lasts too long.
Well, especially, you know, we were talking when you first came in. It's like, you know, I don't think it's like for the sheriff to come out and be like, listen, we're not enforcing this.
Right. It's so funny that he's the first person who's just like, look, man, this isn't science backed. This isn't a CDC decision. We're not going to enforce this.
Yeah, this is just like
is a bad sign for the California government.
Yeah, dude. When the law enforcement people are like, okay, good luck with that. But I don't like that, by the way, though. I think that's not good for leadership.
I agree.
And the guy should be fired, even if I agree with him.
I 100% agree with what you're saying.
You cannot do that because you know what's going to do? It's going to put it on us. Now you're going to see a lot of dust ups at places.
It's going to suck.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to go in and be like, well, they're not enforcing this. So there's going to be some people who are going to be like, I'm not wearing this. They're not even enforcing it. Then those people are going to be like, well, to come in here. And then that's going to cause like this friction.
And they're going to say, we'll call the cops. And they're going to be like, all right, will. And they'll be like, sorry, they won't come. And it's going to be a whole thing.
It's going to be a whole thing. And I think that's not good.
Further separations.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Not good.
You know, you have to have a chain of command. And the chain of command is like in the military, you know, it's like, you know, you have the person in charge and you have that sergeant who's supposed to like relay those orders. You can't have the sergeant going, are you sure? You don't do that in front of the men.
Yeah.
You don't do that in front of the men because then they start to doubt the leadership. You go, hey, sir, I don't know if I agree with that privately.
Yeah. You go to he should have went to the government and been like, hey, this is my problem.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? I'm not gonna, you know, you're making it. Then they should have hashed it out behind closed doors. For him to do that publicly like that and say that, I think that was terrible, and he should be fired for that.
Yeah,
if I was the governor, that guy'd be gone. If I was in charge of his job, like you fired, you know. But then that is a bad thing too, because then it looks like, you know, that's why I'm saying he put everybody in a bad position doing that.
That's why I think it's opinion. Yeah, and I mean I agree with you. For me, and I think, and everybody that I've talked to about this indoor mask decision feels the same way. It's you know, I've been vaccinated for months, right? And
people are getting it though.
Well, I know, but like
with vaccine, it's crazy.
The promise is, you know, get a vaccine, you're good to go. So I get a vaccine a month later, I'm not good to go anymore. They changed the vibe.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, because you're talking about, it's like not everybody wants to get vaccinated, and then like
right, you can't,
want to, you know. It's like, but the thing I don't understand is like they're going, okay, you have to be indoors,
and they're punishing.
So when you're indoors, you have to wear a mask, but they're not. But there's no social distancing, or like what are we saying?
And then you can sit, you can wear a mask to your table, but then when you get to your table, I don't know if you knew this, but you can't get COVID when you're sitting at a table in a restaurant.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This feels like a dog and pony show, but I don't know. I just think what we're talking about right now is like the fatigue of it all. Like we're just tired of all of this, and so even if the science is right or wrong, or even if we're just kind of like, oh man, we're still doing this. It's like you gave me a little bit, then you just took it away. Like we were just starting to feel like everything's back to normal. And we're going, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, actually, I think that, you know, we're gonna do this, and I wonder, like, who's that for? Like, who are they doing it for? It'd be one thing if the president of the United States was like, hey, you know, this is a nationwide thing. We're not leaving it up to the states. You have to do this now, because we are feeling this. We really want to fight this thing. It's different when it's like, it's just California?
Not even just California, it's just LA.
Just LA County? It's like, what?
My friend from Ventura texted me. He's just texted me, haha. And I was like, what? He goes, have fun with that. And he sent me the link. And I was just like,
I know. You got me going like my girl and I, we went to Orange County yesterday to go to the chiropractor. And it's like, Orange County's not doing that. So I found myself going, okay.
Yeah,
let's go to Orange County.
Yeah,
to go to dinner and stuff. Let's make a little trip of it, because it's like, okay, LA County, you do your nonsense. You know what I mean? That's like, but it's like, and even if they're correct, it feels like nonsense because you're like, well, how can one place do this and the other places don't? Who's right? And that's the thing makes it all
How
jumbled.
can the thing that jumbles it for me is how can one county out of tens of thousands be the only one?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be one
don't
thing
know.
if New York and Chicago, Tampa, and nowhere in Florida, but all these places, like,
and I'm sure like all these like faux scientists are like going off in the comments right now. They're so the people your opinions of the COVID. It's like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay,
Also,
it's never a scientist in the comments.
Yeah.
It's never somebody who's like, I work with this and let me give me, because a smart person would give you facts. They're not going to attack you like a fucking troll. You know what I mean?
oh, man.
So like I know you're mid writing right now. I don't care.
Just like, yes.
So I don't know.
There's
But
a lot of
anyways, let's
armchair
not
scientists.
even. Yeah,
We're armchair scientists.
I know. I'm not even trying to be a scientist. I'm just trying to be like, make it make sense for me. That's all.
I think make it make sense for quite literally fucking anybody.
Yeah, just make it make sense for me. Because you just go, your common sense is making you go, well, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I'm driving to Ventura, and as soon as we hit the border, I can take my mask off, and it's okay over here, or
Or the rule tonight, like at 11:59, you can have your mask off, but once it hits midnight, you better fucking put that thing on.
Yeah,
because that 1 minute.
Yeah, it's
So
it's all awful. But anyways, whatever.
What are we gonna do, man?
I know. So let's even get off that. Are you getting back to being on the road, and like, are you touring, or what's going on? And
yes.
And how does touring work for you at someone that's like at your stage of like, putting out EPs and putting out so where are you right now in all this?
Touring's coming back stronger than ever. There's a lot of my friends that are on tour right now, and they're loving it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And even here, but in every other county, we're going full capacity shows. Everything's good to go. I have my first show back in almost 2 years.
Oh shit!
We'll be opening for the Jonas Brothers.
Oh wow!
In Milwaukee. Kind of a high pressure first show back. Yeah. But
you nervous about it? Why are you nervous about it?
I just haven't done it in a long time.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
I'm anxious more than that. I think I'm just like the nervous energy of what I know I already love, and just like experiencing again. It makes me nervous, but in a good way. Like, I'm not scared. And then right after that, I have a couple college shows. And then I have a big show here that just sold out, actually, at the Troubadour.
Oh, sweet.
In LA that you should come to.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah, bring your girl. It'll be fun. Yeah, man, touring's come back. And at my level, I would say, because I'm not quite at like, look, I could afford a tour bus, I think, but I would like break even on a tour. You know what I mean? Because tour buses are like $50,000 for a month.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a lot. And I would rather just be in like one of those like nice Sprinters.
I get you.
With the Xbox up there.
Yeah. You're making your way.
You're making money. You gotta make some money,
Yeah. You're just looking for like, are you constantly looking for like, I guess when you're going through your songs, you're thinking, is there ever a part of you that's like, are you a pretentious artist is what I'm saying? Or is there ever a part of you that's like, I need to make a hit? Like what's the formula? Let me make a hit. And then the rest of my songs can be like those great B-sides, that people are like, I mean, where like, how does your thought process work with that? What's the business? Because that's business decisions.
Yeah. The fun part about that is I love pop music. Even when we're talking about like Avril Lavigne and Maroon 5, I love that shit.
Yeah. We all do.
Sugar. Yeah. You love that.
Yeah.
That's why it is what it is. But I like trying to take the really poppy side and try to bring some like weird quirkiness into it.
Yeah, that's just you. It's who you are.
Yeah, right. I'm just a fucking weirdo. So I try to bring that into the song. And that's the funnest part for sure. But there's always a percent. We're so percentage driven on this podcast. I love it. There's a percent whether it's 90%. Sometimes I just try to write a pop banger, and sometimes there's like 5%, but there always is some.
Got you.
Cause like that's what I even like when I look back to Elvis and all this stuff. That's pop music. It's rock and roll, but like at that time that was the poppiest music.
Well, I mean, I think of it as like we both love American Idol, so it's like, what's that thing they always say on American Idol? They're always like, make it your own. Like, and so it's like,
yeah.
So even if like 95% of this song is done, this is somebody's song that was already a hit. This is done. Like and then somebody comes in and they add even a small element that makes it their own. It changes the whole thing of it. Like I said, when that kid Willie sung that song "Yellow" from Coldplay, the way he sung it, I was like, my God, if he released that right now, it would be a smash hit because it's just the way he did it. So I'm saying, so that's for you. Like you're writing this thing and you go, okay, what's that percentage that's Spencer?
Yeah, there always is. Sometimes it's almost all the way like no pop influence, but yeah, I mean, just it depends how you're feeling on the day. Like if you're feeling good and it's a Friday at 3 p.m., you're gonna write "Sugar" by Maroon 5. You're gonna write something that feels real good, and you can get out and go party or whatever it is. Sometimes it's Monday and you're sad and it's raining, and you got to write some slow, some Nirvana sad shit. Just some.
Is that your thing too? Have you written a song where you went like you were heartbroken, or do you have that one where you just like it's fuck her?
I just put out a song called "Shame," and it's about being. It's quite literally like I'm. This is probably the most honest I've ever been in lyrics, but it's like very honest about like a story of me being cheated on, being brokenhearted. Best shit ever for songwriting.
Yeah, Taylor Swift made a whole career out of this. I think she dates bad dudes on purpose.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I would if I could communicate it like that, I would too.
One time I was in. I don't know if I've even told this story on the podcast, but it doesn't even matter. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I was at Mel's Diner with my boy Ian Edwards, funny comic, and we're sitting there. After the Comedy Store, it's late, midnight-ish, and we're just sitting there, and there's like a gaggle of women in the back of the restaurant, and they're just yip-yapping and making noise. Then there's two serious men is the way I can describe it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Like not bodyguards, but like these guys are here for a reason.
Yes.
Like Russian looking?
They just were like, they were serious looking dudes. Is all I can describe.
Yeah.
Anyways, in walks two dudes. They walk towards the back. And I noticed one of them and I go, that looks like the dude from One Direction. That's what I said to Ian. I forget his name at the time. So then I sneak take a picture of him and I'm like, oh, it is Harry Styles. It's Harry Styles.
Gotcha.
Harry Styles is walking in. So then I go, oh, those are Harry Styles' bodyguards. That's my first thought. It got to be Harry Styles' because the guys were like,
they were looking around. They were checking it
it's
out.
the way they were,
Yeah.
And then we start talking with these guys because they already assessed we're not a threat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're having a conversation about we're bodyguards, blah blah blah. They don't say anything else.
Right.
Okay, so then we're just sitting, we're kind of chilling, and then like a ruckus happens at the table. Okay, Harry Styles bangs the thing, and then you hear Harry, don't do that. They're having a fight, and it's like okay, we're like, what the hell's going on over there? Then the girls get up and some of them start walking to the bathroom. Then the bodyguards get up and go with them because it was Taylor Swift.
So Taylor Swift and Harry Styles were having a fight.
They were having
Mel's Diner.
They were having a public fight in Mel's Diner with their friends.
I love
and
that.
I was like, oh shit. It was like, it's going down. You know what I mean? But whatever. And I just thought to myself, damn, sucks for them because then some idiot's going to talk about it on a podcast. Ooh, that's me.
Right.
But but it was just like one of these things where I was just like, it was like I was like, man, now I can see her making a song. It's like I'm out at Mills at night.
I mean, she really did make a song about him. You know?
But I get it. I mean, they probably had this volatile relationship. So it's like, but
an artist.
You're still with this song you wrote isn't about your current girlfriend.
Well, it
right?
sucks.
That I met, right?
The thing that sucks is I'm in love,
Uh-huh.
and that sucks for songwriting.
Oh, okay.
Well,
No, it
sometimes.
doesn't.
Sometimes
It doesn't.
I've written so many love songs.
Okay.
I can still write them though. That's how I feel. I still do write them, but
He has a very lovely girlfriend.
yeah, she's amazing. She's actually in Budapest shooting a movie right now.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna go visit in 2 weeks. Never been.
Go to Budapest. Damn.
Yeah, I know nothing about it. I know that it's in Hungary. I've made fucking so many hungry jokes, and that's all.
Well, that's great. So
Yeah.
So I guess people. I don't know why people like the negative. People like to hear somebody going through something and coming out of it.
They do.
They can
only
relate
handle-
to that.
Because that's like what most relationships are, unless you're 40 plus. I think
And even then,
I was gonna say even then,
because I'm 40 plus and I'm like, I've been on a roller coaster with my chick for 4 years now, and now we're finally here. It was like, so I don't know about you, but like for the pandemic, it really solidified. Like, okay, this is it. We if you can survive a pandemic in California the way it was here with the shutdown and the quarantining, all the ups and downs of like trying to figure out. I moved, in the process because she hated my old place.
You make it or break it. We had some friends that definitely that broke up because they were just like, this is a lot. Even that lived together because they had jobs and they would come home at night, and that would be great to have 3-4 hours at night. But when you got 24 hours,
you're like, I don't really like you like that.
I don't like you 24 hours much.
Yeah. That's what I always say. I started to figure out the reason why people have jobs and stuff is they're just like, oh, yeah, because at 8 a.m. you're waking up, 24 hours. And then at noon, you're like, this bitch is still here. Yeah. It's a lot. I'm sure people like reevaluating why they had kids because, you know what I mean? Like all that stuff. It's like, we already went through the first 5 years of this kid's life. We were every single day. I need a break. That's what school is for. They're going to go off and adventure. And then it was like, that got taken away. It was like, this was a hard year for people.
Do you know that comedian Sherry, God, what is her last name?
Shepherd?
Yeah, Sherry Shepherd.
Yes, I do know Sherry Shepherd, actually.
Why'd you answer like that?
Well, because it's complicated. Because I was actually the best man at her wedding.
Oh, that she's not in anymore.
Right. And that's why it's complicated.
Well, I saw her 2 nights ago.
Right.
And she had a bit about her son during the pandemic, and he's 16. And I was like, that makes sense. Like that would be for both of them. That would be bad.
I was just thinking about that too. Like, forget about like young kids.
Yeah.
What about like the people going? They're in their rebellious teenage stage of like 14 to 16, and they're at home all year. Oh, that must have been a nightmare.
I mean, there was
I feel for you out there, parents.
There was it was definitely. She painted a
bleak picture,
a bleak descriptive picture. Funny though, but yeah, I couldn't imagine like. She said like she saw his voice drop in puberty because she's around him for a year.
She's witnessing it. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, how was it in your relationship? Like, did you guys get closer? Yeah.
Got closer. Definitely had our like little like tiffs and stuff.
But you were already living together.
Yep. We never really questioned it ever.
Right.
We got a cat.
Oh, wow. I wanted to get a dog. I wish I would have. I should have just done it. I should have just brought a puppy home. Rachel, we got a dog.
We got a dog. Live with it.
Yeah.
She's mad for a couple days, but then it's fine because the dog's cute as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have happened. Yeah, I used to hate cats like a lot. Like I just thought they were all mean.
Yeah.
Until I met her old cat and
her old cat. Oh, sorry. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Owen. We love you.
I'm
gonna cry. Yeah. But I just like love how they take care of themselves. I mean, I don't have to do anything except feed this cat twice a day.
So you're cat over dog.
Oh man.
The age-old argument.
I'm dog over cat if I can go home to Ohio and see my family, and I don't have to take care of the dog. I just get to like hug the dog and stuff.
Oh, you're one of
those.
I
love it.
So then you're a cat over dog.
Don't make me say it.
Yeah, you have to say it.
I'm a cat over dog.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're because you don't want to have to deal with like if I had a dog too, it'd be like they can never come in here. I don't want to come home and my wires are all messed up and that kind of shit.
Or like your dog like gets electrocuted from
peeing on the thing, some shit like that. I'd be so furious.
I think that just shows my maturity levels. I just pick cat over dog because I don't want to take care of something more.
Yeah, I know, but. I think that's a fair.
Yeah. I don't want to be a bad owner. I don't want to like not take care of the dog and then it's neglected. So
yeah, I totally think that's fair.
I'll get one someday for sure. I love dogs. I'm going to have a house full of pets. Pets 3 starring me.
Hey, what's up, guys? Let's talk some more about Green Chef. Listen, cooking at home is a great, cathartic, relaxing, stress-free. Really helps you meditate, and cooking for yourself, you feel like you've achieved something, and Green Chef is going to help you with that. They have everything you need from all different types of meal plans that you're looking for, whatever your diet is. making leading a healthier lifestyle easier for you with Green Chef. Everything is handpicked, featuring organic vegetables, high-quality proteins, delivered pre-measured, and the pre-measuring part is super great because, like, when you go to the market, you know, you're trying to cook a recipe, you don't know, and it calls for onions. You're not necessarily going to buy one onion, so you end up buying like 3 onions. You buy like too much meat, and then you have the food sitting there, or you overcook. This is like pre-measured just for you. So, and portion control is a great thing for being healthy. So, like I say, everything's handpicked and prepared, and it's insulated in the packaging. Green Chef is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of its direct carbon emissions and plastic packaging in every box. So they're trying to help you, and they're trying to help the environment. So you can feel great about what you're eating and how it gets to your table. Look, I love cooking. Like I said, throughout the pandemic, I was cooking, and Green Chef is the exactly kind of service that I highly recommend for all the reasons I've already said. So look, guys, go to greenchef.com/Griffin100 and use code Griffin100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. That's greenchef.com/Griffin100 and use code Griffin100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Hey, what's up, guys? One of my favorite sponsors, BetterHelp. I love BetterHelp. You know, I do real-world advice from a grown-ass man, so I'm all about talking and getting some help, but I'm not a professional therapist, and so BetterHelp can offer you what you need, you know, because a lot of things interfere with our happiness. You know, stuff still going on with the pandemic. It's been a rough almost 2 years now, so if you have some issues and you need some help, really like working through them, pinpointing the causes to try to help you with some coping mechanisms, I highly recommend therapy, and BetterHelp is an easy, comfortable way to do that. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, all without having to sit in that uncomfortable office. There's a lot of things, like I said, you're talking about depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, you just name it. You know, you think that talking with a therapist might not help. I guarantee you that it will. That doesn't solve your problems, but what it do is, like I said, it helps you pinpoint the causes, and it really helps giving you some coping mechanisms. And for me personally, it was about boundary issues, and it really helped me work through a lot of things, and I'm still working on it. So, and this is with a licensed professional counselor and specializes in all of these types of things: anger, family conflicts, you name it. So I highly recommend BetterHelp. You know, you can start communicating with under 48 hours, and you're ready to go. And again, it's a connect in a safe, private online environment, and it's super convenient. I highly recommend it. Listeners, check it out. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener of Riffin with Griffin, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at BetterHelp.com/Griffin. That's HELP. BetterHelp.com/Griffin. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Griffin for 10% off your first month. Let's get to making our lives better. Let's get back to the show. Cool.
Nice. Yeah, we can keep going. I just wanted to make sure we're at where we're at. So what did you like? Like, what were you watching anything? Like what are you watching? Like, what are you like, you know, as like, you're like I always feel like musicians and artists are like very, you know, like it's like I was asking earlier, are you're pretentious about music? And you may think that you're not, but I probably think that you are.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In a sense of like, you know,
being a bit of a snob.
Just snobby. Yeah, are you snobby?
It's I eat, drink, and breathe it. It's like
right. So it's almost like it's like, you know, as an actor, when I'm watching a movie or something, if it doesn't grab me, I find myself counting setups. I find myself counting setups when I'm looking at a thing.
Oh, true.
So I'm looking at it and I'm going like this. Oh, that's probably a tough day. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera's on that guy. Okay, that's one setup. Oh, that's a wide shot. That's 2 setups. Oh, the camera's on the other guy. 3 setups. Oh, they did a weird angle. That's 4 setups. I wonder how long they took to make. Yeah. So now I'm thinking about that kind of stuff, and you know.
But do you get excited about it? Are you like because my girlfriend's obviously an actor, and I'm like, how did they do this? Like, we're watching Taken 2, and I was like, how did they do this? You know, this card jump thing, like with the camera there, and she explained exactly how they did it, and that like excited me.
You know what? I got excited like that when I was watching 1917.
Oh, that's a good ass.
Like I was in the theater with a buddy of mine, Rick Glassman, actually. Rick Glassman.
I love
shout out to Rick Glassman.
He's funny.
Yeah, so we were in this movie together, and it just turned into a thing where, it was like, how'd they do that? That's what it was the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because it was like, because I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the scene that opens up, and I'm like, they haven't cut yet.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It
was 10 minutes. And I was like, oh shit. Damn, they're not cutting. And then Rick's like, I wonder how they did that. And then every time we thought like there was like a wipe of the screen, we would notice, and I'd be like, they cut right there. That's a cut.
Yeah, it's like by the wall. Like,
yeah. I was like, that's a cut.
Yeah.
So then it became like an exciting and like to count those kinds of
it was
things.
like a 14-minute like one shot though. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That first one where he's walking through the. Oh my god.
Or how about the one where they were when he was at the bridge?
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, how did they do that? So that's when I get excited. But there are other times where I'm just like, I'm not excited because I'm just kind of like, well, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is like, so what have you been watching? Like, what's your jam? Like, because we all have guilty pleasures. What's your guilty pleasure? What's the
side Rick Glassman panel? Rick Glassman and I have been DMing for the last like 4 years about playing basketball together, and then we haven't DM'd the last like year, and then so now when we see each other at Mendocino Farms, we've never like met in person, so we'll like know that that thing you do where you like know
I know that person, but I'm not sure,
and like they might know you, and you're like you maybe like nod, you like look at them. We've been doing that, so Rick, next time I'll say hey to you. What I'm watching.
What's a funny thing right now is like I should do something. I should do something that Rick Glassman does to me all the time.
What does he do?
He calls me during his podcast.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, he calls me all the time during his podcast. So I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing to him.
What are the chances Rick Glassman has no idea what I'm talking about?
Well, we're gonna find out right now.
Guess what are the odds?
Yeah, there we go. I hope he answers. He probably won't answer. Then I have to cut this part out, or I'll keep this part in as an example of like
of how you should answer your phone.
How you should answer your phone
if you're a real friend.
If you're
I'm kidding. Sometimes you just gotta you just run on the treadmill and you gotta let it go to. You gotta let it go.
Oh, of course he's not gonna answer, this bastard. But there it is, right there. Rick Glassman not answering.
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
Not answering.
Rick Glassman unavailable, right there, right on live on Riffin with Griffin. Rick Glassman unavailable. Anyways,
what am I watching?
I know. What are you watching?
Well, I'm so not pretentious when it comes to film. I like that kind of stuff too, but man, I have some weird comfort shows.
Oh, don't be ashamed. Tell me about it, because I can tell you mine first to let you know that you shouldn't be ashamed. Loved Vampire Diaries. That was my jam.
Oh, yeah.
Like I went through I loved Vampire Diaries, and then I loved Originals, and then I loved the new one. I forgot the name of it.
Legacies.
Legacy. Look at you, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. He's right there with me. So I love because I love vampire genre anyway.
Yeah.
I love reading vampire books. So I've read a lot of them, even the corny ones. I read Twilight series. Yeah. I read the Vampire Academy. Oh, this is perfect.
Is that Rick?
This is Rick. Wait, let me see if he. Hello? Yo, man.
Are you on something live?
Yep, I'm doing my podcast right now, and my guest Spencer Sutherland, we were busy talking about you.
I heard when it answered. I heard. Let me see if we could hear him. I'm like,
Yeah, because you do this to me all the time.
Yeah, but never live. I always ask you, do you mind after?
No, you always do it live.
No, I don't do live podcasts. I'm kind of a real podcast.
No, I'm saying when you do. I'm not saying you're doing it like when you're recording live. You've called me a couple times when you've been recording the podcast.
Oh yeah, but aren't you airing this live?
No, I'm not. It's not live. We're just sitting here right now. We're just sitting here. He can hear you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, Spencer can hear you right now.
Yeah, I'm at home in. Also, I don't really care, but as long as I'm not naked, I'm at home at my parents' house, and I just had them ship me a Helix mattress, and I just put it in my room. It's unbelievable. Go to helixsleep.com/Tyso.
Oh my God!
For up to $200.
This guy's
mattress orders and 2 free pillows.
You are the worst. You know that?
Hey, Dad, we're on Eric's podcast. Oh, he's on the phone. I was gonna have him tell you about the mattress. Mom, tell Erik how comfortable that mattress is.
Erik, that mattress is really nice. It's really nice.
Here, I'll FaceTime you.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
I love
Yeah.
this panel.
So
Yeah.
are we seeing this in the podcast?
Yeah. Well, I have to go like this right now, so the camera, you're facing the camera, but your sound is coming in strong, even though we don't necessarily see you.
Well, so
But
can we
there's
show 'em
Spencer right there.
Rick,
shirt say?
Marshall Carpet.
That's right.
Marshall Carpet. I gotta tell you, Rick. I have to tell you that I saw you like 5 years ago at stand up. We've DM'd about playing basketball together. Then I haven't talked to you in a couple of years, and then now I see you at Mendo sometimes, and it's like I know him, but like I don't know him, and I'm like, what?
I do remember us talking about basketball. You were going to help out. I was filming this video.
Yes.
I think it was December or November of like 2018.
Yeah. We haven't talked in a while, so hey.
And now you see me. We're at Mendocino Farms.
I see it Mendo sometimes, and you know that thing where
Oh, I can't hear now.
You can't hear.
Oh, now you can't hear?
No,
What happened?
no, I can hear now. It broke up for a minute.
Oh, sorry. 'Cause I was messing with the cord.
I was just telling you that I see you at Mendo sometimes, and you know that thing where you like kind of know someone, but you don't like know them, and you're like,
Yeah, I feel that way about Erik.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
That's helixsleep.com
/Griffin.
Hey, Erik, what episode? What week does this episode come out?
It's gonna be like not this week, but next week.
Well, then check out last week's episode of Take Your Shoes Off with Erik Griffin. Our episode comes out tomorrow.
Oh, great. Well, there you go.
Nice.
That's perfect. All right, and that's
Hey, Spence, if you ever see me, you could now work together.
yeah, I think so. I think it's time to finally get a hello
yeah.
going.
Look how I'm spreading joy.
I love this.
All right. Well, thanks, Rick. Thanks for being on Riffin with Griffin. This will be. Well, count this as your episode.
Yeah, then it won't air. Hey, I would love. I don't have this setup. You should have seen this setup. For real, I opened the mattress in the living room. It's a king mattress. We moved the entire living room apart. I brought lights.
We both have the same sponsor, Helix Sleep.
He's gonna drop the tag again.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll let you guys go. But all jokes aside, that's helixsleep.com/
Griffin.
$100
Bye, Rick.
That's so funny, man.
Oh man, fucking Rick Glassman. I wish I would have there's just so many ways. Like because I'm doing it by myself. It's hard to but I easily could have had the video on too. But it's like
Right.
I need Wiggs here. Wiggs isn't here today, guys. But anyways,
Man, that's so funny. A good old Rick Glassman panel.
yeah, a little it's like a radio call in. One of those kind of things, right?
I like those kind of radio shows. I miss those. The Morning Zoo.
Yeah, it's like I got my buddy from high school on right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, what's going on?
But Tommy and the plug. Whatever the names are.
Hey, that it's funny as we talk about radio right now. It's isn't it funny how that's not necessarily the goal anymore? Like it's
Dude.
like was there a time that you wanted to hear yourself on 102.7 Kiss FM? Did you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you want to hear and now coming up next, Spencer Sutherland with Sweater? Is that still?
I still kind of do, yeah. I still kind of do.
That would still be dope. That'd still be dope, right?
That's the thing about radio that it has totally been overshadowed by streaming, but that's the thing that'll never go away is that
Oh.
who is it?
Oh God, it's Rick again, guys.
Rick's just trolling FaceTime.
They don't hear that the thing was ringing, but
Rick was calling the FaceTime.
Hey, so my mom.
Oh Jesus, Rick.
Look, I got to tell you a story, though. It's hysterical. How you doing, buddy? I love you.
Is that Rick's dad?
This is Rick's dad is here, everybody. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this right now. Just go ahead. We're listening.
All right. So my wife was talking to you to tell you how wonderful the helixsleep.com /Tyso mattress is. And
/Griffin.
And then at the end, she goes, he's really a professional basketball.
No, I'll tell you something. You grow up with funny parents and then you realize they're not professionals. They don't know the beat of the story. Fuck me. They don't. She basically, my neighbor came over to help me move the mattress. We got a helixmattress.com /Tyso
Griffin.
upstairs. And then we should call him
Griffin.
to tell him. He would think that's so cool that we just got Griffin on the phone. And my dad goes, he doesn't know who Erik Griffin is. And my mom says, but isn't he a professional basketball player? And my mom thought I was calling Blake Griffin.
Oh, so that what a disappointment that it's not Blake Griffin.
And then now my mom said, don't call him. I don't want him to think I don't know him. I just thought it was a basketball player.
No, I know who you are, and I love you.
Yeah. Oh, yo, do you? Do you?
I do, and I don't even know the other guy. I just thought it was the basketball guy.
All right, I just thought that was funny that you wanted to.
Oh my God.
Griffin with Griffin, baby, all day long.
Now I have to put them in the description as they're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you want to get views, I advise you put them in the thumbnail.
Oh God. All right, Rick.
All right, that's helixsleep.com/Griffin.
Griffin.
Have a good one.
Bye.
He put his parents up to a bit.
Yeah. That's Rick. That's Rick Glassman in a nutshell.
I would not be surprised if he called back a third time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like probably more of a chance that he will.
Yeah. What's the over under right now? A chat that if you're in the chat right now, watching it,
What do you think is going to happen?
Because I'm going to do a what do you call it, a premiere of this, so we'll know, is Rick gonna call back again? Let's do an over under right there. But anyways,
yeah,
I don't even remember what we were talking about because we got sidetracked by the Glassman family.
I forget too.
It doesn't even matter. Oh, we were talking about what shows you like to watch. What's your guilty pleasure?
I don't know why. I think it's because I grew up with this in the background, but I love King of Queens.
Oh, you like those kind of?
I love Everybody Loves Raymond. They're very
sitcoms.
Comfortable and like
yes.
nothing serious ever happens.
Yeah. Just have them on in the background sometimes.
Yeah,
you just like
man.
watching. I get lost on that too. Like I like those too. Like I like Big Bang Theory like that.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm on a plane, they always have Big Bang Theory, and I love. Let me just watch these, and you just go, oh, I get it. This was really a funny show.
Also on a plane, you're not really trying to like dig into like what's eating Gilbert Grape, or
Right.
like something like real serious. I've done it before, and you get off the flight feeling weird.
Yeah, I hate being on a flight watching like a really serious or sad thing, and I'm sitting there crying because I'm emotional like that. I will start crying
Yeah.
when I watch a movie. Like I just saw Black Widow, and I cried at the end of
Really?
Black Widow because it was well done. Like
Yeah.
that is a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it.
Florence is in that movie, right?
She
Man.
was so good.
She's I think she's gonna be she is, but she's gonna be like the next like the biggest star in the world.
Yeah. Well, now that because I think they're gonna like have her take over for Scarlett Johansson. It's like because she's the sisters, and I think that moving forward, you're
That's
gonna see her
100% what's gonna happen
in the Marvel movie. She's gonna be like that person. Then they'll have like her own movie or whatever. But and just real quick, because I've talked about this movie already, but I want to say again, one of the things I really enjoyed about this movie was it wasn't like one of these action movies that has like here's some female characters. This was literally a female action movie. Like
That's cool.
It was about them and what they went through and their story, and I was like, oh,
It's that good.
it was great. I was like, oh, this is a kind of it didn't matter. It really didn't matter, but there is a difference when you have like a movie that has like, oh, here's a side character as opposed to like this is the character
Like that's clear. They're just putting in a female to have a female in.
or whatever it is, whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
There's that feminist equation. I was dating a feminist once, and she said there's this movie equation thing where you go, is there a woman in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, and she has to be talking to another woman in the movie, not about a man.
Wow.
Okay, so then I went, well, there's plenty of movies like that. And then I started watching movies, and I
You're like,
started to think about
oh.
that, and I was like, oh shit. I forgot when this coming. I was like, oh man. You start thinking about your movies, like, well, no, she was talking to, oh no, there isn't.
It's about that guy.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh no. So that's like some sort of, I forgot what that thing of that equation is called, but it's like this feminist equation. It's like, it's not a good movie for women unless this is happening. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Tell me if this is a guilty pleasure.
Go.
I don't know if it is. Any movie with either Nicolas Cage or Liam Neeson.
Oh yes, of course.
I am obsessed with those two dudes.
Yes. What am I? I don't know. It might have even been Rick saying this to me, but it's like someone was saying this to me that like the reason why we like those type of movies is because it's a bunch of dads doing stuff that they can't do.
They shouldn't be like kicking all these dudes' asses in Croatia.
And that's been the thing since Bruce Willis was the first one to do that. Bruce Willis was the first one who was like, oh, here's a regular dude being adventurous, and we admired him for it. His hair sucks. He's not really in shape.
Yeah.
He's just a dude making shit happen, right?
He's not like amazingly good looking.
It wasn't like Stallone and Schwarzenegger, who were like clearly
Right.
in shape bodybuilder type guys. You know, then it became, and that's what all these are now. It's like you got Liam Neeson and like
man.
you know, all these like, you know what I mean?
Every Liam Neeson movie, you know, has the same formula, right? It's that
somebody's fucking with his family.
And he has a particular set of skills,
and he needs to go in and take care of business. That's every Liam Neeson movie. And they keep making them because we keep going to watch them.
And also the funniest part about these are he's in usually like sometimes he's just in like Iowa or like some random state, yet he doesn't give a fuck about his accent. He is Irish every time.
Yeah.
He always talks like this.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no backstory of where he's from. He
but
just
good for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
You know what? Arnold Schwarzenegger was the same way. Like, there came a point when we were like, I don't care that he's not American.
Jingle All the Way. You ever seen that?
Or True Life. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's one of my favorite. That's my favorite Arnold one. Surprisingly.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
But like in True Lies, it was the one that we were just like, yeah, who cares?
He's on. Look, we know.
We know what we're getting. We just love him. Let's just move on from it.
There's a certain level of actor that you like. McConaughey can do that still. He just kind of talks like this every other part. He's like not even in Texas in the movie, and he could just still talk like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, there's a guy that there's people that transcend. You know, where I think it's about believability. You know, and it's like, you know, who's I think the best at that is Denzel Washington.
Oh shit, man.
From his entrance scene of whatever movie he's in, they establish who he is. Cop, whatever. I believe that motherfucker from jump.
I mean, that's why he is Denzel.
Yeah.
He has that like, oh man, he is unbelievable. He has that slight New York accent and just fucking.
So you're actually getting into acting too, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's talk about your act. Let's finish with your acting stuff because you just booked a show or something like that, right? What did you just do?
Dude, I don't know how, but I tripped and fell into acting and I am, for some reason, people are giving me a chance to act. And I'm just like, I'm like that guy. It's like that meme video.
But
that's how I feel.
Before you even continue, though, let me just step in here. I think that I remember my acting teacher. I had what was her name? Alhanti was her last name. Janet Alhanti. Rest her soul. She R.I.P. But she was one of those Meisner, you know. I think she actually took classes with him. That's how back she goes. But anyway, my point is
that's the acting style.
Yeah, she's like. But my point though is that she used to work with a lot of singers. You know, she worked with a lot of singers because there is an element of acting in performance, in singing. There's emotions that are being emoted when you are singing. And when you wonder why, when you like watch someone and you're moved by their performance, it's not just their voice, it's like how they're singing and, you know, that thing. So I say that to say, I'm not surprised that you were getting into acting.
That it sort of like it definitely feels natural for sure.
Yeah, of course.
So I did my first movie. It's a Netflix movie. It comes out.
Is it too loud? That's what you have to
No. I was just one of my nervous, anxious tics. I just do all kinds of random
your ear
shit.
sticking out, and I was like, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
When I record vocals, I do this with one ear off. So now when I have headphones on, it just feels right to do that.
Okay, got you. Sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm a wreck. The movie is coming out on Netflix in, I think I can say September. Mm-hmm. Who cares if I can or not?
Yeah, nobody's watching this podcast. These 4,000 or 5,000 people that watch me, they don't give a fuck about, you know, they're not going to be like, Netflix, guess what? He's telling, you know.
Right. It's so funny when, like, even when I have people on my own podcast that are just like, I can't say. I'll tell you in a couple of days, but I can't say now. And I'm like, no one's going to
you think
email
this is
Spotify.
You think this is E-Entertainment right now? And what's the name of your podcast, by the way? Because you said it.
Oh, yeah. When's Lunch?
When's Lunch? And I've been on it.
Yeah, Eric's been on it. It's a great episode.
Yeah. But go on now. So the movie. What's the name of the movie?
It's called Afterlife of the Party, and it's you know, it's along that that Netflix movie formula.
Mm-hmm.
It's
you did it. I mean, you know, are you playing a singer in it, or are you like?
Yes. And I got to do a bunch of original music for the movie.
Oh, that's great.
Which was actually, the coolest part because, for all reasons.
But they own those songs now, right? It's not like you could put those songs on. It's like the soundtrack for the.
They own most of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
But they're for the character, so they're not really something I would put out. I would like.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Rush to put out. It's the character is like me very much, but it's a little.
It's not you. It's not you.
It's a little poppier.
Yeah, it's not you.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
So that was a blast. I got to go to South Africa in the heart of the pandemic.
Oh wow!
And shoot a whole movie, and we were quarantined on a wine farm. And I don't know if you know this, but in South Africa, a glass of wine is like 80 cents because of the currency exchange.
Jesus.
So we're on this 5-star vineyard, not winery, Jesus, and a bottle of wine was like $2, but it should be like,
$80.
$80. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then I booked a show that I just shot a couple months ago in Hawaii. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's from the 90s horror films.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
But it's an all new story, all new cast. My girlfriend's the lead of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, this is so crazy because she had already.
Are you playing her boyfriend in it?
No. Well,
they should have done that. Then the director would be like, "Come on, guys, let's do this love scene for real."
Well, so she books it, right? Then I get the audition, and she's the lead of it, and I'm like, "Oh, I got this audition. You can tell the showrunners like to hire me," and she's like,
"Doesn't work like that."
She's like, "No." And she was playing. She was like, "No, you're gonna get this on your own." And I was like, "Dude, come on, come on." And she's like,
"Oh man."
She's like, "No, you could do this on your own." I did it on my own. Thank God. I was like, "Don't."
Secretly, she probably told him.
Yeah, she's like texting him by her leg. She's like, "Hey, you should really hire him. He's really struggling right now. He's going through a fucking lot."
But don't let him know that I told that I did.
Don't let him know. She's like, "Your girlfriend."
Yeah.
Found out we were dating, and there may or may not be a scene.
Ooh. Okay, well, let me ask you this then. So let's say, you're on this show with her, but let's say your character on the show is not dating her, but there's another hunky guy that's dating her.
Oh,
how are you about that?
Eric, we've been dating for 6 years. I've seen her in every.
What am I saying?
Kissing every guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
I just thought it's funny. I just thought about. I was like, "What am I talking about?" She's already been skimpy outfits with with these hunky. Assholes.
She's a beautiful girl. So obviously she's books a lot of beautiful girl parts.
Yes. And beautiful girls have to do beautiful girl things.
A lot of the guys that she kisses in movies and whatever, and we become super good friends.
Yeah.
It comes with just.
Well, you seem to be a kind of guy that's really secure with himself.
That's what it comes from.
And
even at the beginning, a little bit, it was probably a little uncomfortable, but then after a while, it was like, dude, I'm with her.
Right.
It's a movie. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's not literally doesn't faze me at all. And I'm lucky because I have a lot of friends who are fazed by that.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm like, they always come to me. They're like, "What do I do?" They're rehearsing, and I'm like,
"You gotta let it go.
You gotta go smoke a joint or something."
Yeah. You know what? And my thing is I'm not saying you can't feel.
Yeah.
Feel, but that's your shit.
Yeah, for sure. It's yours. It's your insecurity.
You know what I mean? That's you. So you should be like, I gotta go, and I'm gonna go deal with this, and I'll be back.
Also, the real thing is if your girl's gonna cheat on you, she's gonna cheat on you.
Yeah,
as harsh as that
it ain't
is.
gonna be you think she's that lazy. It's only gonna be on the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's for real. It's that's what. Yeah. Well, good. I had. And I'm dying. When I was dating Rachel, so I'm dying up here, and there was this scene where I'm in bed with these two naked chicks. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget the day I drove. I went to her place to say, "Hey, I just got finished work," and she was like, "What'd you do today?" And I was like, "You wouldn't really want to know about it." Then she got so mad, and she even texted me this. She was furious. If you're gonna be doing those kind of things, we have to break up. She just was so in her feelings about it. But the next day she was like, "Just can you please ignore what I said?"
Yeah.
Just but I get it.
Yeah, the first time
we were fresh, we were new. It's you know. I mean, I can respect somebody's feelings, but it's what I'm saying to people that feel that way, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
And so don't make it the other person's problem, because it's I'm living my dream.
Yeah.
I'm following my dream. I'm doing my thing, So it's you have to there are certain actors you hear them say, they'll be like, "I won't kiss anyone else," because, and I think that I go you're just You're just not a professional actor.
It's so silly. It's so silly.
You're just not professional. So keep that shit to yourself. I don't care that you want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's 100% just being confident in your relationship and yourself mostly. You're right. It's a you thing.
It's a you thing
for sure.
Yeah, man.
Because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah. Right. If you're thinking it's gonna happen, it probably already happened.
Oh man. Oh shit. You know what? We're going to wind it down here. I just remember that my parents are going to be in the area.
Fun.
Well, it is and it isn't.
You guys going to grab a dinner or something?
Yeah, it's something like that, but they're going to be in the area pretty soon here. But listen, man, this is Spencer Sutherland. You can find him. I'll have all his information below in the description.
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate you coming by. We've been talking about this for a while. I already did your podcast. You know, I'm a fan. I'm always looking at your reel now on Reels to see like, okay, which one can I do a duet with?
Dude, I very much appreciate how good of a friend you've been, and just you've always been supportive, but
man.
for the last few years. And
I appreciate that. You know, I want us all to win. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and it's like, and what I appreciate is like, you know, at all stages, all ages, the struggle's real.
Yeah.
And it's similar.
Yep.
You know, so then it's like, you know, you commiserate with, a fellow artist. You know what I mean?
And it's cool. It's cool to see when good things happen to good people.
I know.
For all of us, yeah.
And well, good things are coming for this guy. So make sure you look for him on Netflix. Look for him on
Amazon.
Amazon for the Know What You Did. So
Yeah,
Amazon and Netflix. And an album's coming out, right? You have like.
Yep, I have a new single coming out July 30th. Probably around when this is dropping. It's called Paranoia.
Paranoia. So check out Paranoia.
Yeah, man.
And
it's gonna be a good second half of the year. It's gonna be fun.
This is great, man, and I really appreciate you coming over and coming on. And everybody, make sure you check me out on Erik Griffin Gaming and subscribe, share, and make sure you go follow Spencer on all his stuff and check it out if you're into that type of music and whatnot.
And
but
even if you're not, you might like it.
Yeah, exactly. You might like it. I mean, he's his own character, man. You know, he's got high-waisted jeans, so that lets you know, like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean?
Oh, this fucking guy.
This guy, you know? So check that out, and this has been Riffin with Griffin, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.
Bye.
Perfect, man.